Zwane, I'm known as Zwane, Rita. I'm Zwane from Imbizo, Shisanyama. Abaning bayazi ngeBhizi khona. A lifetime award recognition, more than anything, it's humbling. It's actually, and I'm honored, but what it means is that all the hard work of so many years, for me, it's been 30 years in business. This is the recognition that says we see you, we see the hard work that you've been doing, we see the contribution that you've made in our community. Actually, not even in our community, because when you come to think about Shisanyama, I actually commercialized it, created and cultivated. And when you look at Shisanyama today as a subsector, it contributes to the value chain starting from livestock farming. So for all that work, it's easy for one to see it's Shisanyama. But when you look at the actual value chain and the contribution that it has done into the South African economy, this recognition basically means to me, well done, Ma, siyabonga, for mentoring young people as well. Is there a dream? Number one, a big dream, and no, you're not poor. You know what you want to achieve, where you want to get to. So success is staying true to your brand promise as well. Where I talk about just to Shisanyama, there are other businesses that I'm into. I was in trucking, taxis. I can name now. I'm in development as well, but the contributing factor is always making sure that you stay true and stay focused. Stay true to your brand promise. Well, back then, Tina, as the second generation of black entrepreneurs, even the change is like, even when you market the business, you would know that it's the next person that's going to tell another person. But right now, when you market the business, there are social medias, and but at least the other change that we see is the opportunities. They aren't the same as us, the environment that has been created now, at least it's enabling. Tina, we almost like started from scratch, with a dream that is in your head and a vision that you are the only one that sees it. But there wasn't much support because it was soon after democracy. I've been in business for 27 years, but at least today there's a lot of support. Talking about the challenge, it's amazing that you're asking that now with the challenge that we have in the township regarding spaza shops. And I'm thinking that, I look at it and say we had our own challenges back in the days, especially with the food and beverage industry, where its licenses, the business that needed to be licensed. And it was quite a challenge, a lot of bureaucracy. But you know what, with that, when we got an announcement that we'll get a temporary liquor license permit, and it was a proclamation act, it was all on radio stations. We were the ones that were at Eslen Park, and Eslen Park actually is under inaugural again to stand on that queue. So when I look at the challenges today with the spaza shops registration, and I'm thinking that every generation basically means it has its own set of challenges, and we overcame them. And I'm hoping that today's business people or entrepreneurs can overcome that by making sure that places where there were spaza shops, allow me to dwell into that because it affects the township economy. Places where there were spaza shops, in the garage or in the backyards. If the foreign nationals can't get the permits, owners of that property can just simply go register, get the permits, and get young people to run that spaza shop. Because, it's something that we're passing on to the next generation. The good highlight that I proudly talk about, in fact, when I talk about that highlight, it gets to legacy. I basically say, when I look at the subsector, Shisanyama as a subsector in food and beverage, this is one legacy that I know, I would say I have left this legacy behind. Because Imbizo, Shisanyama, or Imbizo corner, we may have like 3 shops or 4 shops, but the fact that this is one subsector that has grown so much in hospitality industry, and it speaks about our lifestyle, heritage and culture as black people, and it's a township based product, you know. This was born in the township, and for me that's the biggest highlights in my life for as long as I live. You know, if young people decide to go farming, they know that there is a value chain, there is a supply chain, there is the end user, which is Shisanyama. You know, the legacy sometimes that one lives is when you are a visionary and you've pioneered a sector. Sometimes let me make an example of Henry Ford. You know, Henry Ford who pioneered the automobile. But today, when you look at it, there are all BMW and all others that are far better make compared to. But the fact of the matter is that he is the one who pioneered that industry. I mean, more than a century ago. So, mina, my legacy that I hope when people think of Zwane, they will think of this industry, which is hospitality. They will think of someone who showed others as a mother, you know, someone whom people can, what do they put it, you know, a business person that you can relate to, you know, speaks the same language as you, who got into the subsector and that was not dominated by women, it was actually men, but made something out of it. And I believe that that's the legacy. It's not the brand as Imbizo, it's not just my children that will be benefiting from a business, but in South Africa today, when we say Shisanyama in food and beverage as a subsector, it's the legacy that I believe I've left. In fact, I will leave. Sorry. My name is Rita Zwane, popularly known as Zwane. I am a township entrepreneur, a township businesswoman. For 27 years, I've been operating in the township.